The Cold War, a period marked by nuclear brinkmanship, ideological battles, and a secret war waged in the shadows. The secret war between CIA of USA and KGB of Russia. This was a conflict not fought on battlefields, but in the shadows, a deadly game of cat and mouse between two of the world's most powerful intelligence agencies, the CIA and the KGB. The stage was set after World War II. Two superpowers emerged, the United States and the Soviet Union. With their opposing ideologies, capitalism versus communism, a new kind of war began, one that would last nearly half a century. While world leaders debated openly, a different, more sinister battle was unfolding in the shadows. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, of the US, and the Komitet Gosударственной Безопасности, KGB, of the USSR, were locked in a secret war, one that involved deception, espionage, and even assassination. In the early days of the Cold War, the CIA was just finding its feet. Founded in 1947, it was tasked with gathering intelligence and conducting covert operations. But it wasn't long before it found itself in direct competition with the KGB, the formidable Soviet intelligence agency. The 1950s were a time of rapid expansion for both agencies. The CIA was involved in coups in Iran and Guatemala, aiming to topple communist or left-leaning governments. Meanwhile, the KGB was tightening its grip on Eastern Europe, using brutal tactics to suppress any resistance to Soviet control. But it was the spies, double agents, and moles that truly defined this era. The most notorious among them was Kim Philby, a high-ranking British intelligence officer who secretly worked for the KGB. For years, Philby fed the Soviets vital information, evading detection and damaging the West's intelligence efforts. The 1960s and 70s saw the secret war escalate. With the world on the brink of nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis, intelligence gathering became a matter of life and death. Both agencies pulled out all the stops. The CIA deployed sophisticated gadgets, spy planes, and even attempted mind control experiments under MK-Ultra. Meanwhile, the KGB focused on infiltrating Western governments and spreading disinformation, using tactics that are still relevant today. One of the CIA's most significant victories was the extraction of a Soviet military intelligence officer, Colonel Oleg Penkovsky. Penkovsky provided the US with critical details about Soviet missile capabilities during the Cuban Missile Crisis, arguably preventing a nuclear catastrophe. But for every victory, there were setbacks. The KGB scored a major win when it turned CIA officer Aldrich Ames into a mole. Over 9 years, Ames betrayed countless CIA operations, leading to the deaths of numerous agents. By the 1980s, the Cold War was nearing its climax. The CIA and KGB were locked in a final, intense struggle. The stakes had never been higher as both sides tried to outmaneuver each other in places like Afghanistan and Latin America. The CIA supported the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, aiming to drain the Soviet Union's resources. On the other side, the KGB was involved in suppressing dissidents in Eastern Europe and supporting leftist movements in Latin America. As the Soviet Union began to crumble, the KGB was losing its grip. By the time the Berlin Wall fell in 1989, it was clear the CIA had gained the upper hand. The Cold War ended, but the legacy of this secret war lives on. The secret war between the CIA and KGB was a conflict that shaped the world as we know it. It was a battle fought in the shadows, with no clear victories, only casualties and secrets. The end of the Cold War may have closed this chapter, but its echoes are still felt today in the corridors of intelligence agencies around the world. In the end, the secret war between the CIA and KGB was not just a clash of superpowers. It was a testament to the lengths nations will go to protect their interests, even when the world isn't watching. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on our latest content. What Cold War story do you want to hear about next? Let us know in the comments.